Welcome to Cooking with Dragons. My name is Rook, and today I'm making a Maryland chopped cheese. This is a Maryland style chopped cheese. So, if you've never heard of a chopped cheese, it's a very popular sandwich in New York, and since there's a lot of videos on it already, I decided to give it my own little twist. Especially since I'm in Maryland now, so. This recipe is going to have about a half a teaspoon or so to taste of Old Bay. That's where the Maryland market comes in. This Sazón. It's also going to have a diced shallot with it, or shallot if you want to say it fancy. A little bit of diced green peppers, bell peppers, and then a couple of slices of American cheese, since I'm not using a very big patty. Typically, a chopped cheese is a pretty huge patty, so you usually use like 3 or 4 slices of cheese. But like I said, I've only got like maybe a quarter pound or so of beef here, so that's what I'm going with. Then I'm gonna dice up this little tomato. So I'm gonna be making a kind of a sauce with this mayo, a little bit of horseradish, and some of my scorpion ketchup just to give it some fire. And yeah, go from there. Alrighty, so got that patty nicely seasoned up with the Old Bay. I got that shallot cut into strips, and I put a little bit more into the sauce. I also found this smoked salmon dip that I decided just to use the rest of that in there too. So yeah, give it a little bit new life. And yeah, I'm gonna cut that onion up. I'm gonna cut that tomato up last, and then go from there. And so once I'm ready to start chopping it, I'm gonna add that Sazón onto it, and then I'm gonna add the cheese to it. And yeah, as well as the onions. And then I'm gonna be taking this sauce, and I'm gonna be putting onto a couple of tortillas. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make burritos out of it. So yeah. Alright. Right. Add that cheese, let that get melted, and then we'll start chopping away. Got this French scraper here, that's the best I got for the chopping anyway. Alright, now it's time to add that Sazón. Heck yeah. And one more slice of cheese, just to get it going. Alrighty, coming along nicely so far. Alrighty. Pop that in there. The idea is to get this nice and homogeneous so it all stays together. Ordinarily, you would be putting this on a Kaiser roll of sorts, or a hoagie roll, depending on what you like. And then just adding it down there. But like I said, I felt like doing this a little bit differently, so that's the idea for this. It's pretty much done now, so take it off the heat. Smells really nice. Like, get that tortilla. Add a good bit of that sauce. Alrighty, and here we have, before we wrap it up, literally and figuratively, Maryland chopped cheese. Alright, let's wrap it up. I'll give it a little bit of a toasting, and then yeah, and then I'll see you at the table. Alrighty, now cut one in half. This is why I like toasting in buns. This is why I like toasting burritos, because might get a cheese pull, might not, but either way. Nope, no cheese pull. That's how it looks on the inside. Looks pretty good, I think. Alrighty. Let's try this thing out. The Maryland chopped cheese. That worked out really well, I think. You get that Old Bay that cuts right through. And that Sazón helps everything come together, because there is MSG in Sazón, if you didn't know. But a lot of things do. If you don't, it's MSG is actually short for monosodium glucose. So that's what MSG is. If you ever see it in a packet, it's but yeah, you get those nice the shallots help round it out pretty well. Nice, and the tomato helps also balance it. And the tomato balances it out pretty well. But yeah. And if you've never had Sazón on a burger, I definitely recommend trying that. I might maybe do that in another video. Just yeah. But yeah. Alright. Maryland chopped cheese. Check it out. Thank you for watching. My name is Mark from Cooking with Dragons. We're exploring the world of foods. You know, time we keep on feeding the fire.